Okay, another SUVOT problem. Okay, this one's, I think, a little bit harder, right? Okay, so 214 meters, acceleration of that, 6 seconds. So let's write down what we know. Right, so it moves 214 meters, right? So that's this thing, that's our displacement. If it's got units of meters, it's got to be this guy. These problems are pretty straightforward, right? That's its acceleration, so let's write that down. Right, time is 6 seconds, so we'll put that there. Right, I didn't say time of 6 seconds, but if it's in seconds, probably goes there, right? And we want to find the final velocity, so it seems like we couldn't do this. Turns out we can, okay? Now, ordinarily, we'd look for a formula that has these 1, 2, 3, 4 things in it, but we don't have that formula. So unless you derive that formula, that is, you're talented and gifted, you're not going to have the formula. So what we're going to do is we're going to find this guy, then we're going to find this, okay? So let's find the initial velocity. That would be no v, right? So that's this guy. Oh, that bit of devilry right there was, if I'm finding u, I want to find a formula that doesn't involve v, right? It's got this, 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 and this, those 4 things, right? That's this one here. So this one will work. So I'm going to go 214 equals the initial velocity times 6 plus 1/2 times the acceleration, 0.8, I'm being paged, right? Times 6 squared, okay? And now I'm all set, right? I'm going to set this thing up here, and if I solve that for the u, right, I'm going to go 214 minus 1/2, 4.8 times 6 squared, right? And then that equals u times 6, and what do we divide by 6, don't we? Right? Okay, so let's do this guy here. Let's go 214 minus 0.5 times 4.8 times 6 squared. That's 127.6 divided by 6. 21.26 bar. So my initial velocity is 21.26 bar, like that, right? So it just goes on and on. It's a lot of 6s there, right? And I'm going to actually store that in a variable called u, okay? My calculus, I go storage, and on your calculator you probably have to say alpha u, okay? Now I'm all set. Now I can use, I want to find the time, right? So I'm going to do v equals u plus at. So my final velocity is what I want to find, right? My initial velocity is 21.26 bar, right? Plus the acceleration, which is 4.8, times the time, which is 6. Okay, so plus 4.8 times 6. I get 50.06666 bar, like that, right? Okay, so that's going to be, and that's meters per second, right? That's going to be, if you round that just right, that's going to be 50.1 meters per second. So again, you know, you try to solve for v, you can't. So you have to solve for something else. Now you can solve for v, right? So you can always do it in 1 step or 2 steps, right? This is the hardest one, right? Because you got to do that. That's kind of a tricky calculation. This is not so tricky, okay? There you go. I got to call the main office here.